Hey guys, I'm Shane, welcome back down to the workshop. In this video we're going to be carrying on with our LARP sword that we built in the previous 3 steps of the craft school, and today we're going to be heading on to latexing. Now there's a job or two we have to do before we latex. I will put a link to all the materials I use down in the description. Before we get started guys, do me a favour, hit the subscribe button and the bell, that way you'll know when I go live with new videos for you. So, in part 2 of how to build the sword, we did all the basic building and construction for the actual sword. Since then I have added all the detailing that I want to put onto this sword, such as these nice elven glyphs in here and such. I've changed the handle slightly and I've put this blood rivet down. Detailing I will cover in another video, but for now this needs latexing. Now it's just foam at the moment, but it will be latex. Now before we add latex, there's a few things we're going to need to do. We need to put a glue coat on this. Now the glue coat is, I believe, the same glue, the Alpha Thixafix, kind of thinned down, and then we cover everything foam or anything that the latex needs to bind to, because latex will not bind to foam on its own. It's too smooth. It likes just like a little bit of rough texture just to grip onto. So we need to cover all the foam in a thinned down version of this. Now to thin it down, I use this. Now this is Lycra auto finishing speeding thinner. Now it is quite potent, so when you're using these, make sure you wear a respirator to stop all the particles getting in. Okay, so we're going to mix some of that up and we're going to glue coat it. Once we've done that, we need the latex. Now the latex is here. It comes in, this is a litre of latex. You can get it from Polygen. You can get all different types, but you basically want a liquid latex rubber that can go through a spray gun. Now a spray gun or air gun is one of these. This is my latex one. This is why it's old and battered. It's a high volume, low pressure air gun. That's what we need. Okay, don't do it the other way around or you'll just literally bounce the latex off the weapon. We need a nice gentle even coat. We want 6 coats minimum on anything that the latex needs to touch. Okay, not the handle, because we're going to be wrapping that in leather, so that's completely different. So it's all the blade, the cross guard and all the pommel in latex. So before we do that, the glue coat. Okay, so to mix our glue coat, empty pot, a brush, I'm going to pour a little bit of the thinner in. Not a lot, just a little bit. Okay, make sure you put the lid back on. Alright, so there's a little bit in there at the bottom, probably about 20 mil if that. Okay, and then we get our glue. Now we're going to take a nice big dollop of it and put it in. Maybe another a dollop or two. You want a fair amount. That should be more than enough. Okay, make sure you get it all off your tools. And cover your glue back up. Now when you're mixing this, don't let it splash into your eyes. Yeah, keep it away from you and just mix it up nice and slowly until all the thinner has been absorbed by the glue. You don't want it splashing on your face. Start with the pommel and just give it a nice thin coat. Alright, you don't want it glooped up, but make sure you hit every part of it. Now this will dry quite quickly. You want it in all the nooks and crannies. So that's the pommel done. Now we move on to the crossguard. Make sure you get all the everything that's foam. Now make sure you go over the sword, make sure there's no built up bits of glue like ridges. Yeah, make sure you go over it all, make sure it's all nice and smooth. You don't want any bits clumped up because the latex will build on top of that. And now we have to let that dry. It shouldn't take long. Okay, so we're in our spray bay. There is our sword in a holder. We have our air gun all nicely compressed. This is in the holder now, so it shouldn't move. Now this is just a foam holder that I've made up. So what you want to do is start away from your job, so above your job, and work your way down. Okay, so start above, spray, and down. See how close I am? No good. It's got a nice little straight line now, so come away a little bit and blanket it. Start up and down. Don't worry if you're going on the handle, because that's going to be covered later on. Okay, make sure you cover all of it that you can reach, and then you're going to go down the blade. Consistent stroke. Same the other side. Okay, so I've just literally done the same thing, gone down with the gun, covered the front now, all the way down, look. So the whole blade is now got a single coat of latex. Now, we had a little bit of an issue there, look, where a drop fell on it. So I've just literally with my finger gone over and smoothed it off. Okay, don't leave a big blemish or a run down it because it'll ruin the effect. That will be covered up in the consecutive coats. So as you can see, it looks quite spotty and thin. Okay, that's good, because if we start doing it too heavy, and it'll become, let me show you. If you hold the gun in a place for too long, yeah, there. Now you can see how thick that is, and you can see these runs appearing. That will continue to go, and you will be then left with some runs down your blade. You do not want that. Nice, thin, even coats, up and down, or you can go across and back. So where your work starts, I want to start over here and come to here, and then start here and then come back. Or if you're above, go start here, work my way down, and then start here, work my way back up. This has now had one coat of latex. Now as you can see, it's put a little shine on it. Now you're not going to be able to see much of the detail difference, but the latex is now starting to layer on, and as we add more layers, it'll start smoothing out and it'll become very smooth like metal, and that's what we want. So that's just one coat of latex. Don't spray it on too heavy or you will start to lose the details. The layers will add up and you'll start losing fine detail. This is why we try and aim for about between 6 and 8 coats. Smooth latexing. Okay. Now it will take a while to dry, especially if you're in a cold environment. Try and keep it nice and warm. If you need to do this in a hurry, you can always go in with a hairdryer. Now this hairdryer is from my Twitch channel, the Mighty Duck. It was the missus' very first one. Don't tell her I've nicked it. You can go back in and just nice and evenly warm it up. Don't hold it in one place too long or you will cook the latex and it'll bubble. Do not use a heat gun. The heat gun is too hot. A hairdryer is okay. Okay, just nice and easy, just heat it up and it will dry quicker. That's one coat. Now we need 5 more. Okay, so we're ready for the second coat. Give your gun a quick blast, get rid of any crap at the front, and then again start off your work and work your way down. And just work your way around. Nice even coats. Turn it around and get the other side. So it's done. We have 6 coats of latex on this baby and she is just about dry. She's going to take a little bit longer to dry. As you can see, this slight discoloration here. Now that is touch dry, but it's not fully dry. We need to let that dry now. I'm going to let that dry overnight, and any blemishes you can see will virtually disappear because latex shrinks up to about 20%. Okay, this could be worked on, but I'd rather leave it. So we've got this nice shiny cover over it to make it look all nice and smooth. Okay, now when we add paint to this, it'll look like a metal weapon. And the latex will make it waterproof, UV resistant, and add a lot more strength to the blade. This thing will last for years. One of the problems we have with latex is our details. If we start going 7, 8, 9, 10 coats of latex, it starts filling in gaps because it builds one level on top of the other, and we are in danger of losing our nice fine little details and our writing. So we have to be very careful. It's a balanced sword between too much structure and smoothness to losing our detail. Now I've put 6 coats on this, 7 on the pommel because it looked as though it's still a little bit rough, but the rest will be hidden within the paint. There we have our sword latexed. Okay, so the sword is now latexed and done. We can leave it to dry overnight or a couple of hours at least before we start painting it. The painting will be done in the next video. Make sure you subscribe and like the video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will leave links to the latex, air guns and such like that, and the tools you'll need to do what I've just done. All right guys, so thanks for joining me and see you in the next one.